うまい。うまい。うまい。うまい。うまい。うまい。
Hey guys, today we'll be making Rengoku's Bento from Demon Slayer. This is a bento fitting of the flame Hashira, and the only way to describe it would be umai. Anyways, without any further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, and without further ado, let's get started. First, we'll start off by cooking some rice. We'll start by adding 3 cups of Japanese rice to this rice cooker. Then, we'll rinse the rice under cold water so that we can remove all of the excess starch. Once the water is clear like this, then we can cook it. Add equal amounts of water to the rice. In this case, 3 cups. To that, we'll add some bay leaves as well. Put on the lid and turn on the rice cooker. In about 25 minutes, my rice was done cooking. Now we can make some dashi stock for the meat. First, we'll soak some kombu in cold water for about half an hour. After that, we'll warm up the kombu to a gentle simmer, about 80 degrees Celsius, for 15 minutes. Add 2 cups of Bonito flakes and let it cook for another 10 minutes. Strain the stock, and that's it, a beautiful clear dashi stock. Next, we'll prepare the ajitama, or marinated eggs. We'll start by boiling some water. Then, we'll cook some eggs for 8 minutes. You can do 7 if you want runnier eggs, but in the show, they were cooked through. After the 8 minutes, put the eggs into cold water, then after that, peel them. Once the eggs are peeled, then add them to a bowl so that we can marinate them. Add a cup of water to the eggs, half a cup of mirin, and a half a cup of soy sauce. That's the marinade. Mix it up, and then add a paper towel so that the eggs can stay submerged into the marinade. Now, put them into the fridge for about 3 to 4 hours or overnight. Now, we'll prepare some spring onions. In the show, they used only the white parts of the green onions, so we'll start by cutting that off. Then, we'll give it an angled slice for the aesthetics. It should look something like this. We'll also need some firm tofu. I cut this tofu block quite thinly. After that, cut them into squares like this so they can resemble what was eaten in the show. We'll also need some Beni shoga, or red pickled ginger. I got these at a local Asian grocery store, so that's what we'll use. Next, we'll prepare the meat. I got this nice piece of prime rib. Ribeye would have been the better option since it's fattier. However, they didn't have that at the local butcher at the time. Wrap it in some parchment paper and put it into the freezer for half an hour so it's easier to slice. Once your meat is hard, then we can cut it up. To cut the meat, we'll have to use our cooking breathing form number 3, meat slicer. Cut the meat in half and then slice it as thinly as you can with a knife, like this. Rengoku would be proud of these slices. Next, we'll dice up a white onion into half moons like this. And with that, all the vegetables and meats are prepared. All we need is the sauce. For the sauce, we'll take 3 cups of the dashi stock we made earlier. To that, we'll add a tablespoon of mirin, a tablespoon of sake, a tablespoon of soy sauce, and 3 teaspoons of sugar. Mix it up, and that's your sauce. Now we can start cooking. We'll start by adding some oil to a pan. Add the white spring onions, and follow this up by the square tofus. Once both sides are beautifully seared like this, then we'll add a 1/4 cup of the sauce so that it can absorb the flavor. Next, we're gonna make our gyudon, or meat and onions. We'll first sear our onions in some oil. Once they're slightly seared, then we'll add the meat and sear it as well. After that, we'll add the sauce we made until it's all beautifully submerged. Let it cook for about 3 to 4 minutes and the gyudon should be done. Now it's time to plate. We'll first start by adding some of the cooked rice into our bento. Then we'll sprinkle some Shishimi togarashi or Japanese 7 spice for some flavor. Add the tofu, followed by the Beni shoga, spring onions, and the ajitama. And finally, we'll add the gyudon. Make sure to add lots of the sauce, as that will give a lot of flavor to the rice. So yeah, that's it. Rengoku's Bento from Demon Slayer. Now it's time to taste. The flavor was actually quite nice. You can't go wrong with a saucy meat served on top of a rice dish. The tofu and onions on the side brought a nice texture contrast. I'll be honest, I wasn't really fond of the Beni shoga. I don't like pickled ginger that much, but that's just me. For the rest, I really love this dish, and I hope you guys can try it out. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, check out my socials, and have a nice day.